The story begins by introducing a teenage boy named Sakuraba Ittoki. His life appears to be quite ordinary, like any other teenagers. However, Ittoki seems restricted and cannot play with his friends. Therefore, when his friends invite him to go out, Ittoki always makes excuses. Ittoki's childhood friend Kosetsu is responsible for keeping an eye on him and making sure he doesn't slack off, as requested by Ittoki himself. Despite his quiet demeanor, Ittoki has many thoughts about his future, so he quickly heads home, fearing he might be late. On the way, there's a swerving car heading towards him, but fortunately, Ittoki manages to avoid the accident. On the other side, Ittoki's uncle, named Toki Sada, is asked by Ittoki's mother, Sakuraba Yumika, to pick up her child. At home, Ittoki tells Yumika that after high school, he plans to work to support their family financially. However, Yumika opposes this idea, saying that work can be done anytime and anywhere, while education is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Regarding finances, they already have insurance from his late father. The unexpected happens the next day when Ittoki receives a love letter asking him to meet behind the school after class. It's the first time a girl has expressed her feelings to Ittoki. The girl who likes Ittoki is named Satomi Tsubaki. Back at home, Ittoki's mother immediately realizes that her son has a girlfriend due to his easily readable actions. During dinner, Ittoki asks for permission to go out on Sunday. At first, Yumika is enthusiastic, but when she learns that Ittoki hasn't fully gotten to know his girlfriend yet, she forbids him from going out without explaining her reasons. This infuriates Ittoki, but when Sunday arrives, he disobeys Yumika's words and goes to meet Satomi, with his uncle Toki Sada driving him. When they are unable to decide on a place for their date, Satomi suggests going to her house. Inside her room, Satomi starts undressing and seducing Ittoki. Fortunately, at that moment, Ittoki rejects her advances, thinking it's just a game. However, when he checks under the bed, he finds a ninja hiding there. It turns out that Satomi's true intention was to kill Ittoki. Luckily, Kosetsu arrives in time to rescue him. Ittoki is thrown out, and outside, Yumika's subordinates are waiting for him. A chase ensues, and for Ittoki's safety, his aunt instructs him to run as far as possible. When he reaches the city center, suddenly all the city lights go out, and shortly after, the police arrive. Initially, Ittoki is relieved, but before long, ninjas emerge from behind and kill the police officers. As a result, Ittoki is captured. Fortunately, his uncle appears, revealing that he is also a ninja. He easily defeats all the ninjas. After settling everything, Ittoki is taken to his parents' home, a temple in the mountains. At first, Ittoki is bewildered by all of this. Then Yumika explains that they are all descendants of shinobi or ninjas. Ittoki is confused because he doesn't believe there are still ninjas in this day and age. Yumika emphasizes that today's ninjas only exist to protect their power. However, the problem now is a new group of ninjas called the Koga clan, who want to disrupt the balance. Koga is eager to take control of their territorial power, and the reason Ittoki is targeted is that he is the honorable lineage of ninja as the 19th heir. That's why Yumika informs him that he will be nominated as the leader of their clan, the Iga clan. In the Koga clan, their leader is named Kido. They attack the Iga village to avenge the death of their previous clan leader, Kishimaru. Back at the temple, Ittoki still cannot accept that he is the heir and leader of the Iga ninja clan. Then, Toki Sada takes him outside for some fresh air. Outside, his uncle gives him 3 options. One of them is to run away right now, but it would cause them a lot of trouble. However, Ittoki also has to take his father's place, which the decision lies in Ittoki's hands. If he runs away, Yumika, as the current clan leader, will bear the entire burden of their clan alone. That's why he decides not to run. He doesn't want his mother to be alone. Meanwhile, the Koga clan discuss their failure to kill Ittoki. In the morning, Ittoki wakes up and realizes that his school is no longer safe. He is going to be transferred to the Kokuten Ninjutsu Academy, a private ninja school in Japan. Most of the students here aspire to become ninjas. As for security, it is guaranteed because the school is managed by the Unnin Jurisdiction Authority, AJA. Anin is the National Security Department for dealing with ninjutsu. This company was established 70 years ago during a major war in the shinobi world. Due to the immense conflict, Anin was founded to prevent such conflicts from happening again. In short, when they are at home, Ittoki is nervous about starting his new school. He also asked about his father, but Yumika keeps it a secret. On a bright morning before they enter the school, they have to take a test first. Strangely, the testing location is in the middle of a market. To initiate the test, they must say a certain password to the employees to start the test. Inside the test location, there are already several students. Then the examiner explains the test, which is like hide and seek. One of them will hide in the shopping area, and when the specified time is up, the seeker must find the hider before time runs out. The one who wins will pass the test. Unexpectedly, Satomi appears during the test, and Ittoki is terrified. Fortunately, his uncle and Kosetsu find out and secretly help Ittoki. It turns out that Satomi's goal was to distract Kosetsu, so that no one would guard Ittoki. As a result, Ittoki becomes their target. Thankfully, Ittoki is clever and uses a device to trigger the store's smoke sensor. Automatically, the store's ceiling releases water, causing the ninja suits to malfunction. Thus, the case is resolved, and they both pass the test. Switching to the Koga clan, Kido receives information that his underlings failed to kill Ittoki again. So they poison their subordinates. At the same time, Ittoki and Kosetsu are heading to their new school by using the underground train because the school is located in a secret place. As a result, their journey is very long. When they arrive at the island they're headed to, they accidentally meet a beautiful girl named Suzu no Ne Ryoko. This is their first meeting. On that day, Ittoki is very happy to be at that school. However, he accidentally gets separated from Kosetsu. Consequently, he gets lost and encounters a group of bullies there. Luckily, a girl saves him. The girl introduces herself as Kirei, and they become friends. Not long after, the school's principal welcomes the new students and explains the school's mission, which is essentially about ninjas not being discovered. Then, in the classroom, Ittoki coincidentally shares a class with Kirei. Ittoki then introduces Kosetsu to Kirei. At the cafeteria, Kirei encourages Ittoki to try ninja food, while he inadvertently observes the Koga ninja group, leading them to believe that he is their challenger. Kirei runs away from the situation because she doesn't want to get involved. However, one of the Koga ninja students intervenes, named Suzaku. He is the son from one of the Koga clan's higher-ups, and they reveal to Ittoki the truth that the Iga ninja killed their leader. But Suzaku wants to seek revenge in a sportsmanlike manner. On the other hand, Yumika decides to hide this accident from Ittoki, because Yumika wanted him to find out for himself. That night, Kosetsu enters Ittoki's room to tell him not to dwell too much on what the students said and focus on studying diligently. The next day, they have their first practical exam. This time, multiple classes are combined for the test. They have to wear ninja costumes or core ninjas. After wearing the core ninja, they are instructed to climb the castle on the neighboring island. There, the school principal is waiting for them with munju, a type of pastry. To pass this test, they must grab one munju. The longer the munju remains, the more it is eaten by the school principal. So they start racing towards the neighboring village. But when they all move, Ittoki can't move. Fortunately, Ryoko helps him. It turns out the issue was that Ittoki hadn't adjusted the size properly, as a slight difference in size affects the power transmission. After completing the task, Ittoki starts trying out his core ninja costume, which makes his body lighter. Even when falling from a height, he doesn't feel any pain in his body. Ryoko then warns him that if his core is damaged, his costume will disappear. So Ittoki must be careful with his core. On the bridge connecting the island, Ittoki and Ryoko on their way to the island, but Suzaku suddenly arrived and begins to attack Ittoki. Fortunately, Kosetsu arrived and intervenes the attack. Switching to the forest, Kirei is confronted by the Koga clan students, aiming to take the munju she obtained. Ittoki, who senses something strange in the forest, tells Ryoko to walk ahead. Upon inspection, Kirei is badly beaten, but they cannot report it to the school principal as long as it doesn't get discovered, and in accordance with the principle of a ninja. Ittoki confronts the Koga group who are trying to steal munju from another student. However, because Ittoki is not skilled in combat. With physical strength, Ittoki intends to attack by cleverly damaging the enemy's core ninja. Nevertheless, Ittoki loses. When they were about to kill Ittoki, the school principal intervened, saving him and allowing him to continue his mission. He also managed to retrieve the munju that was taken from Kirei by the Koga clan. Later, Ittoki gave Kirei to Ryoko because he still hadn't obtained his own munju. However, when they were about to take munju, one was left behind and was eaten by the school principal. The next day, because of what happened the day before, The other students started to distance themselves from Ittoki. Although many kept their distance, some approached him. Meanwhile, in the Wind Security Organization, they decide that the temporary suspect in Kishimaru's murder is currently Toki Sada. They introduce a female detective named Kozuki Sione, who is one of the members of the Anin organization that investigates the case of the Koga clan leader's murder. The next day, the teacher informs the students that there will be a written exam the following day. So Ittoki and the others plan to study together. However, Kirei explains to Ittoki that in this exam, they are allowed to use ninja equipment to obtain the answer key. The day before the exam, the teacher will hide the answer sheet somewhere, and they have to find it and take it. But if they are caught by the teacher, they will automatically fail the exam. So they plan to cooperate in finding the answer sheet together. Meanwhile, Ittoki is scolded by Ryoko for being too rough while cleaning the ninja core. Ryoko is a fanatic of ninja equipment, including the ninja core. Most of the ninja cores at this school are made by her clan. However, Ryoko cannot fulfill her dream of becoming the clan leader because her father did not want to make her the successor since she was a child. Still, Ryoko forced herself to enter this school, but with the condition that she would sever her ties with the ninja after graduation. On the other hand, Toki Sada visits his friend from the Saiga clan. It turns out that Toki Sada's friend, Gunsetsu, was Ryoko's father. Gunsetsu then offers his latest ninja equipment, a ninja doll, to Toki Sada. However, Toki Sada has no money and suggests offering it to the Koga clan instead. Gunsetsu has already tried, but the Koga clan declined, as their recently made ninja equipment has been replaced by foreign-made ones. Nevertheless, he can't do anything, and he is even offered a big project. But when he sees the blueprints, the project will require the entire Saiga clan. Indirectly, they will become slaves to the Koga clan. However, on the contrary, if they refuse, the Saiga clan will be destroyed. The reason Gunsetsu doesn't want to make Ryoko the new leader is that he wants to see his daughter happy in the outside world. On the other hand, Ittoki was approached by two students to help Ittoki stealing the answer sheet, because they also don't have a leader, given their small clan. As a result, they are immediately accepted. That night, their plan begins. They divide into two teams to stand guard. Initially, their plan goes smoothly, but Ittoki accidentally makes a mistake. As a result, they are almost caught. Fortunately, the second group manages to distract the teacher, and the three of them escape. At the same time, Toki Sada enters the Kuba factory, searching for the blueprints mentioned by Gunsetsu earlier. With his speed, he manages to bypass camera after camera, even though surveillance there is very tight. It turns out Toki Sada's act is followed by Kozuki. Returned to Ittoki, the three of them start entering the room. It turns out the safe key is with the teacher, but the second group cannot take the safe key because they are being chased by the teacher. Not long after escaping, they cross paths with the Koga clan. As a result, one of their friends is attacked. Fortunately, Ryoko has a safe opener. Then, Ryoko starts trying to open the safe, while Kosetsu, upon hearing about the second group, rushes to save them. Back to Toki Sada, it turns out the item he was looking for is no longer there. However, he has another plan. Then, with Kozuki who followed him from earlier, Toki Sada manages to escape from the place. As a result, Kozuki reports to her boss that she failed again. However, her boss forgives her and gives her a second chance because he sees potential in her. The next day, it turns out that the answer sheet that Ittoki and his friends obtained is different from the real exam questions. As a result, they don't know their test scores. It turns out that this was a plan by the Koga clan because they had exchanged the answer key with another one before the exam, so the Iga clan would answer the questions incorrectly. Switching to the Kuga office, it turns out that besides searching for the blueprints, Toki Sada gave an order using a laptop at the table to purchase 10,000 ninja dolls with cash payment. As a result, Gunsetsu was very pleased to receive that order. Even though Toki Sada didn't find the blueprints, he wanted to make his friend happy. However, Gunsetsu said something about the secret ninja core, which Toki Sada immediately returned to the Iga headquarters to report his findings. Toki Sada promptly informed Yumika that the Koga clan is targeting the secret ninja core, an inheritance of the Iga clan. Yumika's assistant was surprised because the secret ninja core was only a legend. Yumika then explained that it does exist, but she couldn't tell him the truth because only the heir is allowed to know. And the Koga clan's goal in pursuing the secret core is to start a war. Switching to Ittoki, while cleaning, Kosetsu informed Ittoki that one of their friends is a spy from the Koga clan. Because there's no other way the Koga clan could know which safe that contained the Aswad sheet they are after. The scene then flashed back to the past, when Maru told Suzaku about his dream, which was to truly bring peace to the world. Back to the present time, they receive news that one of Ittoki's friends is already on summer vacation. Moreover, they hear that they will be having a practical exam soon. This practical exam is indeed very dangerous. Usually, some students die during this exam because it not only strengthens their mental resilience but also brings them close to death. In the past year, between 1 and 10 people died during this practical exam. If they don't participate in this exam, they will receive a failing grade and be expelled from the school. After that, Ittoki accidentally encounters Suzaku, who threatens to kill him. Switching to the Anin organization in Division 1, they discuss Maru. In the past, Maru was a critical thinker and also very friendly. Maru had a dream of creating cooperation between clan and other clans to bring peace to the world. He earned the title of the best Kuka ninja, but for some reason he was killed. That's why the Anin organization was assigned to investigate the cause of Maru's death. Due to various accusations against the Iga clan, they eventually became enemies. Back at the Kuga office, Kido talks to Hao-sen, Suzaku's father. In this meeting, Kido discusses Hao-sen's son, who is as brilliant as Maru. He shows potential to become a future leader, evident from his actions and demeanor. On the other hand, Ittoki's group is making plans for the upcoming practical exam. However, Ittoki decides not to participate because he doesn't want to be a burden to them. They try to persuade Ittoki to join them anyway. Then, Ryoko provides a ninja mask. This mask can disguise Ittoki's face and voice, so he doesn't need to worry. Then Kosetsu explains her plan to Ittoki that she will target Suzaku, because she really wants to kill him. If Ittoki tries to fight her, he will surely be killed. So Ittoki will fight the other members instead. With this statement, Kosetsu might also end up losing her life. Ittoki gets angry, realizing that she has to risk her life just to save him. Then, Ittoki leaves Kosetsu behind. Outside, Ittoki receives a message from Yumika, asking about his well-being. Yumika has never visited the ninja school because her husband rarely told her anything about it. That's why she worries about Ittoki. Back to Ittoki, he is invited by the school principal to have a private conversation. Then, Ittoki asks the school principal if ninjas are killers. The principal explains the 3 principles of ninjas, which never be discovered, never kill, and never betray. Ittoki asks this because his father was killed by a ninja. It turns out that Ittoki's father and Maru were students of the school principal. This revelation surprises Ittoki. The school principal explains that both of them possessed great wisdom and leadership qualities. They both wanted to bring peace to the world. After getting the answer, Ittoki then leaves. The next day, Kosetsu began training Ittoki. What Ittoki had to learn was how to capture and retrieve the enemy ninja's core. When failing to take the enemy's core, Ittoki had to escape as far as possible. After that, they devised an ambush plan. However, the plan was crumpled up and thrown in the trash. But when Kosetsu and Ittoki left, a boy appeared who picked up the paper, and it turned out he was one of the Koga clan spies within the Iga clan. Consequently, they now knew Ittoki's plan for the next day, making it easy for them to defeat him. The exam day began. As planned, many Koga clan members were lured to the points they had written on the paper. As a result, one by one, members of the ninja clan were defeated. Their traitor was revealed, one of their friends who had offered himself to help Ittoki. As a result, the student apologized to Ittoki and explained that their clan was being threatened and would be destroyed if he didn't comply. Back to Kosetsu, she confronted Suzaku and began to fight him. On the other hand, Ittoki was also in disguise to attack Suzaku's friend. However, Ittoki's movements were detected, causing his disguise mask to split into 2, revealing that the person he was fighting was Suzaku, who was also using a disguise mask. A battle between the 2 of them was inevitable. On the contrary, what Kosetsu encountered was Suzaku's friend in disguise as well. However, Kosetsu wasn't a match for them, so they resorted to a clever strategy to bombing the building. As a result, the bomb exploded, surprising the exam organizers. Switching to Ittoki, he engaged in a fierce duel with Suzaku, just as he had learned before. When failing, he had to run as far as possible. When cornered, Ittoki used his words to try to make Suzaku realize that revenge wouldn't solve anything. but Suzaku still fought against him. Therefore, Ittoki ran away again. Then, Ittoki executed his ultimate plan to use a smoke explosion. Afterward, he launched several shurikens to break Suzaku's core, and finally, Suzaku's core shattered in the last moment. However, Ittoki stated that he didn't want to become a killer. That's why he didn't finish Suzaku off right away. But the exam time came to an end, and Ittoki immediately lost consciousness. At the school medical treatment, Ittoki began to regain consciousness. In front of him were his 3 friends who had been waiting faithfully. Their Kosetsu fell asleep right away, because she had been worried about Ittoki. On the other hand, Tokisada entered a forbidden place. He was accompanied by Kozuki. Upon entering, they unexpectedly found Kishimaru's corpse and a strange laboratory. Then it is revealed that Kirei is one of the spies from the Koga clan. It is shown that Kirei is a descendant of the Fuma clan, known for its motto of theft, deception, murder, camouflage, and cruelty being a way of life. That's why she is now a spy for the Koga clan. On the other hand, it turns out that the Saiga clan's headquarters was completely burnt down when they were creating the Koga clan's demand machine. Because Gantetsu was a subordinate of the Koga clan, he had to make the machine. So, as a friend, Gansu entrusted Ryoko to Tokisada, and she will be staying in Iga clan's village with Kirei, also staying there for a while. After a ride there, Kirei began to search the Iga headquarters for traps, and then sent that information via a carrier pigeon to the Koga clan. Meanwhile, Suzaku approached his father, asking for a place in the front lines for the upcoming attack. But his father refused because Suzaku still remembered Kishimaru's plan to achieve world peace without violence. With that answer, Suzaku became disappointed with his father. When Ittoki was about to visit his father's grave, they first stopped by the hospital to visit their member. Her name was Raiha, and her husband was currently ill. Both of them were members of the Iga clan, but unfortunately, her husband hadn't recovered yet. Afterward, Ittoki went to his father's grave. Not long after, Ittoki and the other went shopping and fortunately, they met with members of the Iga clan who helped them. However, an elderly woman told him to catch fish, so Ittoki had to reluctantly catch 100 fish by himself. Now they were all catching fish in their own ways. Some were catching fish with their bare hands, some with nets, and others with fishing rods. Then we have a flashback to when Kirei was still a child. She was harshly trained by her father to deceive, lie, and do anything to protect the Fuma clan from destruction. That's why she's still alive to this day. Afterward, Ittoki thanked her because, thanks to Kirei, he was no longer hesitant to become a ninja leader. After they all gathered 100 fish, it turned out these fish were used to commemorate Ittoki's father's death, and they were also happy because Ittoki was now allowed to participate in this event. Then, the Iga clan's member began to prepare the feast. After that, Ittoki met with Tokisada. He told him that this commemorative event could uplift Yumika's spirits. Then, Ittoki learned that Kosetsu was an orphan adopted by Yumika. Therefore, she now followed Yumika's orders as a way of repaying her kindness. The event began. Then, we flash back to when the Iga clan was on the verge of collapse and chaos ensued there. But fortunately, Yumika managed to reconcile the Iga clan's member. That's why holding this event could make Yumika's happy. After that, Ittoki was invited to talk to his mother. On the other hand, the members of the Iga clan thanked Ryoko and Kirei for making Ittoki smile again. Because for a long time, Ittoki had appeared sad due to being forced to become a leader. But because of the two of them, a smile appeared on Ittoki's face, making them all happy. Switching to Ittoki, Yumika told him about the secret ninja core, because that weapon was extremely deadly. However, to retrieve it, only the descendants of the leader knew its location, and the last descendant was Ittoki. The next day, Ittoki and the others gathered and discussed their future after graduate from Adasami. But they received news that their academy was temporarily closed. Then, news was shown about the blooming African aster flowers in Kyugo Nature Park, indicating that it was a code for an extraordinary ninja conference that was about to begin. The conference was attended by the 13 clan leaders of the Ninja Council to determine the future of all the ninjas in Japan. The last time this event took place was 70 years ago. Furthermore, the purpose of the conference was to stop the ceasefire between the clans. Unfortunately, Ittoki was not allowed to attend because only clan leaders were allowed. Since the location of the conference was highly secretive, no one knew where it was, except for the ninjas themselves. When the High Council conference convened, they were puzzled as to why there were no representatives from the Saiga clan. Kido explained that the Saiga clan was now under his control. Furthermore, the Fuma clan was also under his control now. The conference carried out to discuss the violation of the ninja code of ethics by the Koga clan. This is not about the conflict between the Iga clan and the Koga clan, but rather, it's clear that the Koga clan has cheated throughout the entire country. This is evidenced by the sudden disappearance of the Saiga clan. Moreover, as time goes on, smaller clans are also disappearing, and more people are resigning from the Ninja Academy. That's the reason they've been gathered now. They are being asked for their opinions or to act as witnesses in order to apprehend Kido immediately. But they all reply that they have never had any dealings with the Koga clan. However, it's different with the Iga clan. They provided evidence that they were not responsible for the murder of Kishimaru. But their accusations weren't just empty words. They had very strong evidence, so the Iga clan needed cooperation from them. If there was no way out, they would burn their secret ninja core. This was because the ninja core was sealed to prevent bloodshed. Right now, they only needed cooperation among the ninjas, not conspiracy or violence among them. So they all testified, and Kido was immediately arrested on charges of violating the ninja code of ethics. Then the captain of Division 2, whose name is Genji, revealed that he had found evidence that the killer of the Kuba leader was the Iga clan. His proof was a CCTV video of the murder. Unfortunately, the video was blurry, making it hard to identify the killer. But that wasn't what he wanted to show. It was the audio. Because the structure of each clan's ninja core was different, and this surveillance camera captured a sound that indicated a resemblance to the ninja core of the Iga clan. As a result, Yumika was also to be detained. But before that, she instructed Tokisada to deliver her message to Ittoki, which to protect the Iga clan. After receiving this news, Ittoki ordered all the members of the Iga clan to gather. On the other hand, the Koga clan also declared war on the Iga clan. At the same time, detectives were seeking the truth behind both accusations. But during the questioning, Captain of Division 1 named Hayato noticed something strange and was suddenly stabbed from behind. Hayato was stabbed from behind on the orders of the Koga clan, using their latest ninja core with advanced technology. Scene shifts to Ittoki. He declares that he is the 19th generation descendant, and he is now ready to become the interim leader until Yumika returns. In detention, Genji informs Yumika that she will be sentenced to death soon. The scene then shown where Kido as a child undergoing body modifications to be fit for leadership in the Koga clan. His childhood was filled with pain. Kido spent years undergoing body modifications, but one day, as new leader was born, he was no longer needed. In the present, the Koga clan starts activating its ninja robots. In the detective's office. A few days later at the Anin Division team, Genji informs that Hayato disappeared 2 days ago. Moreover, Kido has been released because there is no strong evidence to incriminate him. But the leader of the Iga clan was sentenced to death, and Captain of Division 1 has disappeared. Kozuki is appointed to replace him as captain. As a captain, Kozuki instructs her members to immediately find their missing captain. On the other hand, Genji and Kido meet with Yumika. He offers a deal to surrender the ninja core of the Iga clan. However, Yumika immediately refuses, even though she was promised freedom from the death penalty. Because of this rejection, the two of them leave and give her a chance to think until the next day before her execution. The scene shifts to the Iga clan, with Tokisada receives bad news, and all the members are gathered to discuss the death sentence that has been imposed on Yumika, which will be executed tomorrow. This causes chaos in the Iga clan. They don't want to fight, but fighting openly would lead to suspicion from the AGA and make all the clans turn against them. Then, Tokisada offers to go into exile to save their leader. If he is in exile, the leader will be free from all charges. However, they refuse. So the decision now lies in the hands of Ittoki, and suddenly Kosetsu embraces Ittoki. She also wants to go into exile because she no longer has any family left except for Ittoki. Then the scene flashed back to the past when Kosetsu met Yumika. At that time, Yumika immediately adopted Kosetsu. From that day on, Ittoki and Kosetsu became siblings. In the present, Ittoki makes the decision to save Yumika, and they will take action without the knowledge of the AGA and the Koga clan. Ittoki instructs Tokisada and Kosetsu to rescue Yumika, while the others gather evidence of their leader's innocence. Switching to the Koga clan, Suzaku provides leadership information that the Iga clan is planning to rescue their leader. This is a golden opportunity to attack the Iga clan. But before leaving, Suzaku pleads with the leadership to allow him to join the front guard, and the request is granted by Kido. After receiving this information, the Koga clan hands over all their troops, including human forces and robot forces. Meanwhile, during a council meeting, Hao-sen rejects an attack on the Iga clan. Consequently, the others also oppose it. Furthermore, this contradicts Kishimoru's principles, and Hao-sen pities his son for being placed too early in the front guard. However, Kido suddenly shoots Hao-sen because the Koga clan does not need cowardly members. Shifting to the market, visitors are instructed to evacuate immediately. This is because a chemical factory fire has broken out, emitting toxic gas. This is just a diversionary tactic. However, the Iga clan already knows that this is a plan by the Koga clan. Therefore, the Koga clan is now blatantly violating ninja regulations and engaging in warfare. So the Iga clan does not intend to stand idly by. They begin to fortify their defenses. As the Koga clan's vehicles head towards the Iga clan village, the Iga clan launches a rocket launcher that causes the truck to overturn. But from within the flames emerges a ninja robot that prevents the Koga clan from breaking through the first line of defense. Therefore, the Iga clan decides to go with their second plan, with all the Iga clan members will join the fight. On the other hand, Tokisada and Kosetsu disguise themselves to enter the prison to rescue their leader. However, when they succeed and are about to escape, they are confronted by Genji and his forces. On the other hand, Kozuki instructs the officers to hand over the body of Hayato for her examination. The scene shifts to the Iga village, who begin attacking the ninja robots. Raiha analyzes that the Iga clan is outnumbered by the Koga clan because the Iga clan only has 45 members, while the Koga clan has 250 members, and their only option is to flee. Switching to Tokisada, he then tells Kosetsu to escape with Yumika, and he will act as their diversion. Fortunately, the Iga clan finds a glimmer of hope. They realize why the Koga clan is so vigilant, despite having more troops than the Iga clan. Therefore, they need a lot of information about these ninja robots. To achieve this, Raiha instructs her members to bring a robot machine for examination. Not long after, they already have one ninja robot in their possession, and Ryoko begins her research. On the other hand, one member of the Iga clan becomes suspicious because the robot was almost destroyed, but then retreated, which surprises him. Ryoko's analysis reveals that the energy distribution in this ninja robot is inefficient. This is why the robot ninja can only last for an hour. That's why the Koga clan wants the secret ninja core of the Iga clan, which has unlimited energy. Because the robot needs recharging, there must be an energy charging station somewhere. When the robot ninja runs out of energy, it retreats and is replaced by another robot. The Koga clan wants to hide their weaknesses. Raiha then attempts to trace this location using Iga clan technology and successfully identifies 5 possible charging locations. However, if they send 2 members to each defense point, they will be weakened. So, Ittoki volunteers to go alone. On the other hand, Ryoko also wants to join because the ninja robot is their creation. Ryoko feels responsible for what has happened. So both of them receive permission to go on the recharging mission. Kirei appears to have some sympathy for Ittoki, who bears the burden of the Iga clan, which makes her hesitant to send the information or not. Switching to Tokisada, who has defeated all of Genji's subordinate. Fortunately, Captain appears and captures Genji. It turns out that Genji was previously suspected of killing Hayato. However, Tokisada immediately strangles Genji until he loses consciousness. The information about the leader's escape and Genji's capture has already reached the Koga clan. Meanwhile, Ittoki successfully finds the recharging station. Then, Ittoki comes up with an idea to destroy the station, but Ryoko advises against acting alone. They need to ask for help first. However, after seeing Ittoki's strong determination, Ryoko eventually agrees. Ryoko then provides a needle bomb originally meant for catching fish. In fact, if the battery is punctured, it will cause a large explosion. So the only task for Ittoki now is to attach the bomb to the battery. Ryoko also gives a corrosive bomb that can disable the ninja machines for 10 seconds, and they begin their operation. Unexpectedly, Ittoki encounters his enemy, but fortunately, Ryoko comes to his aid. However, when they are about to reach the battery, the robots suddenly become self-aware. But when one of the robots takes the bomb, it suddenly turns towards the battery, and finally the station is completely destroyed. It turns out that the robot ninja was Kirei in disguise, and that's what the recharging station was destroyed. The Koga clan withdraws its forces. At the same time, Kozuki questions Genji about the truth, but Genji continues to conceal it. Then, as Kozuki leaves, Genji reveals his abilities. When Yumika finally returns, Kosetsu suddenly receives a message. The message causes her brain to pain, and Kosetsu immediately changes. She threatens that if the secret ninja core of the Igut is not handed over, she will kill Yumika. It turns out that Kosetsu is being controlled by Genji in prison. But Yumika realizes that Kosetsu's body is being controlled by someone else. So Yumika tries to restore Kosetsu's consciousness, and for the first time, Kosetsu removes her mask. Then, she pretends to be unconscious and immediately attacks Yumika. So when Ittoki arrives at their location, Yumika is already lying on the floor in a pool of blood. On the other hand, Kido not only attacked the Iga clan but also other clans. As a result, the city's situation is now in chaos. Unfortunately, Yumika could not be saved, and Ittoki is forced to become the next leader. However, Ittoki is still traumatized by the incident. At the Kuppen headquarters, the council plans to launch another attack on the Iga clan. At the train station, Suzaku speaks with a mysterious individual. The mysterious person informs him that his father died because he refused Kido's orders. Then he instructs Suzaku to hide and not get involved in this matter. Switching to the Iga clan, Ittoki is now the official leader of the Iga clan. The Iga residents urge Ittoki to take violent action because things have gone too far. They also demand that Kosetsu be executed because they don't need a traitor. However, Ittoki pleads with them to be patient until Yumika's funeral is over. Then Ryoko bids farewell to return home to visit her father in the hospital, and Kirei also goes home. The scene shifts to Kozuki. She approaches Topisada to ask for help so that he is willing to assist in her investigation. She also captured Genji to prevent any further problem. Then, Kozuki provides data on the Koga clan members present in the Iga clan that there might be a traitor among them. Back at their headquarters, Ryoko convinces Ittoki that Kosetsu is not a traitor because she is honest, kind-hearted, and friendly. It's unlikely that she would betray them. When hearing the word traitor, Kirei feels guilty. Later, after they leave, Ittoki and Topisada meet with Kosetsu. Kosetsu explains the chronological events of the incident. At that time, her memories were chaotic, and she didn't remember anything. However, when she regained consciousness, Yumika was already lying in a pool of blood. But Topisada already knows who the perpetrator is because the Koga clan can remotely control humans using microchips implanted in their brains. One of them is Satomi Tsubaki, and the second is Kosetsu, because Kido implanted a chip in his daughter to create secret spies, and Kosetsu is one of Kido's daughters. Originally, Topisada knew all along, but he kept it a secret because he didn't know about the microchip. In the past, Yumika adopted Kosetsu, even though she was the daughter of a Koga clan leader. Yumika still wanted to care for Kosetsu, who was abandoned on the streets. But Kosetsu ended up killing her, and that's why Kosetsu wanted to do the unthinkable. However, Topisada said that there must be a traitor in their clan. On the other hand, Kido obtained information from his spies in the Iga clan. Then, when Kirei met her father, suddenly she was surrounded by Kuka ninja, because she was no longer needed. However, her father didn't want her to die like that, so he sacrificed himself for his daughter. The scene shifts to Ryoko. When she visits her father in the hospital, she discovers that Gensetsu's left hand has been amputated due to a complaint he made to the Koga clan. As a result of his complaint, his hand was lost. This incident deeply affects Ryoko, and she harbors a grudge against the Koga clan. A few days later, Yumika's funeral is ended. Then, Suzaku comes to offer condolences. However, when Suzaku asks how it feels to be left by one's parents, a confrontation erupts between them. Suzaku then tells the story of his father, opposing the attack on the Iga clan. However, because he opposed it, Kido ended up killing him. Then, Suzaku leaves Ittoki. At Suzaku's home, he finds a picture with his late father, but he realizes something. When he opens it, there is a memory inside, and when he looks at it, it turns out to be the original recording of Kishimaru's murder. At that time, Maru was talking to his older brother, Kido. Kido discussed the idea of eliminating all the ninjas, but Maru rejected the proposal. Consequently, Maru was immediately stabbed from behind. It was revealed that the true killer was Kido himself. The scene shifts to the following day at the headquarters. Ittoki receives an order to surrender the secret ninja corps without resistance. Because of Kido's attitude, the members become angry and want to fight to protect the Iga clan. However, Ittoki instructs them to wait for the right time. Kozo refuses Ittoki's orders and wants to attack the Koga clan directly. Gunsetsu then sarcastically mentions Yumika's struggle to defend the Iga clan. In the evening, Ittoki makes a promise in front of his deceased mother to avenge the Koga clan and protect what she cherished. He then asks for Toki-Sada help. The next morning, Ittoki gathers the Iga residents. He has received an answer that the Iga clan will surrender the secret ninja corps to the Koga clan, but on the condition that the Koga clan recognizes the existence of the Iga clan. The Iga residents, who have been fighting to protect the secret ninja corps, are furious. However, Ittoki is forced to make this decision because there's no way they can withstand thousands of Koga clan ninjas. He declares that anyone who disagrees with his decision is free to leave, and their names will be removed from the Iga clan members. Switching to the AGA meeting, the school principal decides to seek peace. Kozuki, who has been helping the Iga clan, is against this decision. However, this is the current leader of the Iga clan's decision, and unfortunately, they don't have strong evidence to apprehend Kido again. All the members of the Japanese ninja clans have been wiped out, destroyed, disappeared, or killed. However, the only crime that has been proven is when the Koga clan was about to attack the Iga clan. But in the peace agreement, when the Iga clan is about to hand over the secret ninja corps, the Koga clan will compensate for all the losses caused by their actions. If they violate this agreement, the AGA will apprehend them because their duty is to maintain peace. After that, their duty is to monitor the Koga clan to ensure they don't incorporate the technology into military suits. In the Kuba Council's office, they are already aware of the AGA's plan. Therefore, to obtain the secret ninja corps entirely, they will attack the Iga clan first to obtain it. On the other hand, Kozuki meets with Ittoki to inform him that the Koga clan refuses to negotiate with the AGA, and negotiations are off the table. Before Kozuki leaves, Ittoki wants to discuss something important with her. Meanwhile, Kirei visits Ryoko's house. It appears that her home has been destroyed due to Kido's actions. Then, Kirei notices a lit basement. When she approaches, she finds Ryoko there, fixing her ninja equipment. They both share stories about their fathers being betrayed by the Koga clan. Reluctantly, Kirei confesses that she was a spy for the Koga clan before because the Fuma clan's mission was to deceive, steal, and betray for the advancement of their clan. However, Kirei regrets her actions as they caused the deaths of many people. Ryoko, however, continues to trust Kirei and tries to comfort her. On the other hand, Kido receives a phone call from Suzaku. Suzaku admits that he has found a hidden video left by his father. He is honest about this being proof of his loyalty to the Koga clan. Consequently, Kido instructs one of his subordinates to go to Suzaku's house. The morning arrives. At the headquarters, the Iga residents gather once again. They declare their rejection of peace with the Koga clan and express their desire to remove Ittoki from leadership. They believe Ittoki is too young to bear the burden of the clan. However, Ittoki refuses to relinquish his leadership, so the Iga residents plan a coup. Ittoki's behavior angers Kozo, and Ittoki warns that anyone who disobeys his orders will be ostracized. Shifting back to the previous day, Kido's messengers arrive, but Suzaku eliminates them all. Meanwhile, Kirei approaches the Iga headquarters to meet with Ittoki, but encounters Toki-Sada instead. She explains her purpose, apologizing for her lies and betrayal. Toki-Sada reveals that he already knew about it, but chose to let it be because the real traitor is someone else. However, Kirei had previously saved Ittoki and Ryoko, which Toki-Sada considers fair. He instructs her to leave as Ittoki cannot be disturbed at the moment. Then we are shown Ittoki writing a letter. On the other hand, the Iga residents are preparing for the coup, since this is the opportune time to attack their leader. Toki-Sada is away on a mission. Information about the coup reaches Kido, prompting him to order his spies to find the secret ninja corps before Toki-Sada returns. Suddenly, an intruder enters Ittoki's room, and it turns out to be Raiha. As Raiha reads the letter, Kozo discovers her presence because he had ordered everyone to stay in position, and Raiha had entered instead. Raiha is the actual traitor, and this was all part of Ittoki's plan from the beginning. Back then, Ittoki had instructed Kozo to reveal the traitor's identity, while his threat to ostracize them all was just a stalling tactic. Ittoki had pleaded with Kozo to stage this charade because Kozo was the most trusted member of the Iga clan. Raiha had betrayed them because when her husband fell ill due to the Iga clan, Yumika had only advised patience without offering any help. Kido took advantage of the situation by promising to help her husband's treatment in exchange for her loyalty to the Koga clan. Fearing punishment, Raiha consumed poison to do the unthinkable. In the written letter, Ittoki had meticulously planned this strategy. However, achieving peace between the Iga and Koga clans is unlikely. Therefore, Ittoki intends to negotiate directly with the leader of the Koga clan. It is revealed that Kido's original goal was not just the secret ninja corps, but the eradication of all ninjas using advanced technology. And Ittoki Sada obtained this information from the Suzaku. Ittoki then warns the Iga residents that the Koga clan has surrounded them. He pleads with them not to fight and to escape instead because the Iga clan will continue to exist as long as they are alive. Previously, Ittoki had devised a plan with Ittoki Sada to infiltrate the Koga clan using the secret ninja corps of the Iga clan. This is the only way to stop the war without sacrificing anyone and is for the sake of Yumika, the clan, and the ninjas. After witnessing the determination of their leader, the Iga residents are determined to protect their clan from the Koga clan's attack. Not long after, Ittoki Sada, Ittoki, and Kosetsu removing their names from the Iga member list. The scene then flashed back to a moment when Ittoki motivated Kosetsu to regain her spirit. Ittoki believes that Yumika would be happy to see Kosetsu transform from her previous self. His words of motivation reignite the spirit within Kosetsu. Later, Ittoki Sada explains how to disable the microchip using an electric shock, as they plan to assist Ittoki, who will infiltrate the Koga clan's headquarters alone. At the Koga clan's office, they plan the attack on the Iga clan for the upcoming night, confident that it will be over within 30 minutes. Shortly after, Ittoki, Kosetsu, and Ittoki Sada arrive at the reception area. They are immediately surrounded by robot ninjas, and the three of them begin to fight against these robots. Unexpectedly, Ryoko and Kirei also arrive to assist them. Ryoko then urges Kirei to be honest about her actions. Due to her sincere request, Ittoki forgives Kirei. Ryoko and Kirei then tell the three of them to leave, as they will take care of the situation there. Ittoki, who using the secret ninja corps of the Iga clan, causing an attack that's so overpowering and able to become invisible. However, this incredible strength leaves Ittoki exhausted, and Kosetsu quickly carries him away, leaving Ittoki Sada behind. On their escape, Ittoki accidentally encounters his adversary. But now, Suzaku appears, urging the two of them to flee and leave these two ninjas to him. Not long after, Ittoki and Kosetsu reach the negotiation room. Ittoki begins to negotiate, but Kido remains defiant. Ittoki questions why Kido destroyed all the clans and ninjas, as his actions caused the deaths of many innocent people, including his mother. Switching to Suzaku, he is accidentally stabbed. However, determined to reform the Koga clan for the better, Suzaku refuses to give up. Back to Ittoki, Kido explains that he destroyed the Iga clan and all the others because he viewed them as nuisances. He killed the ninjas as if he were killing insects without specific reasons. Kido begins to recount his atrocities, almost provoking anger from Ittoki, but Kosetsu tries to calm him down. With strong evidence gathered, they bid farewell as Ittoki has accumulated proof of Kido's crimes using hidden cameras, enabling the AGA to finally capture him. This was Ittoki's plan when he spoke with Kozuki yesterday. Consequently, Kido is sentenced to prison and held accountable for all his actions. Then, AGA immediately stormed the Kuba headquarters. Kido also released the secret Kuga Ninja Corps using the latest technology. The power was so immense that a single shot rendered Kosetsu unconscious. This led to a fierce battle between the two of them. Since neither of them wanted to give up, they unleashed their full power. Fortunately, Ittoki managed to repel Kido, but Ittoki didn't kill him and continued to forgive Kido for his wicked deeds. However, due to his kind-heartedness, Ittoki was almost killed. Luckily, Ittoki Sada arrived to rescue him and promptly killed Kido on the spot. Then, Kozuki arrived and saw Ittoki Sada, ultimately killing Kido, which cleared Ittoki from being pursued by AJA. Ittoki Sada did it to ensure that Ittoki and the other Eiga residents would be free from punishment. Before departing, Ittoki Sada urged Kosetsu to always smile. Initially, Kozuki didn't want to carry out this task, but she had to fulfill her duty. Fortunately, Ittoki's actions were not in vain, and they all survived this ordeal. Several years later, thanks to Ittoki's efforts, the ninjas now live in peace. However, Ittoki Sada is still missing. They believed Ittoki Sada is secretly protecting the Iga clan. On the other hand, Ryoko continues her father's work, and Kirei has become a top-tier actress. The Koga clan is now led by Suzuku. They have all achieved their dreams. At the Iga headquarters, Kosetsu went to Yumika's grave and telling that today is Ittoki's first day of work. Then at the train station, a young boy almost falls onto the tracks, but fortunately, Ittoki saves him. At the end, the boy asks if he is a ninja, to which Ittoki responds that ninjas could never exist. Moral lesson from the story: keep an eye on the new clan leader if he made decisions unilaterally. Maybe he wanted to find a spy within the clan, or he just too young to bear the burden of the clan leader.